Hello folks, and welcome back to my channel. I'm the Lone Adventurer and we are part way through a playthrough of Escape the Dark Sector. I'll put a link in the description and at the top of the screen to the first part of this playthrough. But we're going to get straight into it. We are halfway through, more or less, and we're doing all right. We haven't actually had to fight too many enemies. We've fought this rather unsavoury looking alien fella here. We're playing with 3 characters. The characters are all on 9 health, so they've all got 3/4 of their health remaining. We've got some good weapons and items going on, and we are going to crack on and see how far we get. Could all be over very soon, or maybe not. Hopefully we get to see the boss, fingers crossed. The 2 pips here mean we are in the second chapter of 3. We're actually about halfway through, I think, the second chapter. You encounter a vision seller peddling the latest in sensorium stimware. He offers you his trodes, and your choice of experience. Each member of the crew must choose one option. We can refuse. You don't mess with that stuff, never have, never will. We could trade for a bliss vision. Discard an item card. You jack in and gain 1 HP as you experience glorious, revitalizing sensations. Or test something experimental. There is no cost, but can you handle it? You must roll wisdom in 1 attempt. Success. The vision cannot be expressed in words. Gain 3 HP. Failure. The trip turns bad. You rip the trodes from your temples. Unable to shake the disturbing images. Lose 1 HP. Right, so good old Lieutenant Taylor, who can turn anything to wisdom, is definitely going to be doing that. So we'll start with her. You must roll wisdom in 1 attempt. So she's trying something experimental. And actually she's rolled wisdom anyway. So she can regain 3 HP. That's massive. Brilliant. Back up to 12. Now I think our other 2 characters are going to be a little more conservative. I think we'll just have those guys. Oh, you have to discard an item card to get 1 HP. Okay, well I'll tell you what. Let's say Lieutenant Cook refuses. He never messes with that stuff, never have, never will. And Lieutenant Tanner, who's not too bad on the old wisdom, is going to have a gamble. Try something experimental. Oh, failure, which means she loses 1 XP. Sorry, 1 HP. So she's down to 8. Onwards and upwards. The floor falls away and you hurtle down a winding chute before being catapulted into an arena where a brutal sport is underway. The armoured players seem to amass points through goal scoring, but also by eliminating fodder, unwitting prisoners such as you, thrust onto the pitch at regular intervals to serve as bonus brutality targets. You must work as a team to survive the final minutes of the match. So each member of the crew must end up with the same trait showing on their crew die after a maximum of 3 rolls each. Rolls need not be simultaneous. Make them in any order you choose. Success. You move as 1, slamming home the winning goal, then slipping away in the chaos. Oh wow. So if we fail, we all lose 3 HP. That's insane. That'd be a disaster. Okay, so the obvious one to go for is wisdom, because obviously Lieutenant Taylor can always turn something into wisdom. Lieutenant Tanner is pretty decent at wisdom. Lieutenant Cook, though, is a bit rubbish. So my temptation is to start with Lieutenant Tanner. Oh no. Okay, so that is cunning. So let's see if we roll Lieutenant Cook. Let's see what he gets. He's got wisdom. Okay, so if I re-roll this, then hopefully Lieutenant Tanner gets wisdom as well. So this is Lieutenant Tanner's second of a possible 3 rolls. Yes, brilliant. And then Lieutenant Taylor, I can turn any roll into wisdom. Job done. You move as one, slamming home the winning goal, then slipping away in the chaos of the ensuing pitch invasion. Right, into the final chapter. So we're into chapter 3 now. Remember, we've got an additional chapter 3 card because of our starting card and a negative effect that was on that card. Looks like we've got a fight on our hands. A screeching alien pounces from the darkness, its hook-like limbs pulling you close as it lunges to bite you. You must roll cunning in one attempt or lose 2 HP. Then the group has to make an option. Make a decision. Choose an option. Right, so Lieutenant Taylor has to roll cunning, because Lieutenant Taylor is currently the U of the party. Ooh, that's not cunning. Disappointing. Down to 10. Right, so our options are to attack, take it down, begin close combat. Always close combat. I've got all these weapons and I can't use them. Or evade, you lose an additional 1 HP. You, that's in Lieutenant Taylor, lose an additional 1 HP, shaking off the terrifying creature before you all flee the corridor. So Lieutenant Taylor can go down by 1 HP and then we don't have to fight this alien. I think we're going to do that, because there's no way we would fight the alien and only lose 1 HP. Yes, I'm not getting the item cards, but we've got some pretty cool items as it stands. So let's do that and move on. Passing a row of discarded shipping containers, one of them begins to rattle and shake. Suddenly a monstrous ooze bursts out, mistaking you for its captors. You must roll cunning in one attempt now or lose 2 HP. Oh goodness. Then as a group choose one option and begin close combat. Right, so this one we have to fight. Once again, Lieutenant Taylor might lose some HP. And indeed she does, going down to 7. Right, so we can bait and counter strike, which means we'd only lose 1 HP per round, or we can charge the blob, which would then we'd lose 2 HP per round. I think I might do the first one, which does give us masses and masses of chapter dice that we have to get rid of. But I don't know. It is a lot of chapter dice. Wow. Now that I put them all out like that, it seems like suddenly not a good idea. But that's the choice I've made. I'm going to stick with it. And it's got to be close combat. Really, another one? Every card we've had has to be close combat, which means I can't use my ranged weapons, obviously. Okay, so we're just going to start going around the room and hitting the sludge monster, the Ooze beast. Starting with Taylor. Just the 1. Okay, so that's fine. That gets rid of one of those. Then Lieutenant Cook. Good. Nice bit of defence there. Plus getting rid of 2 might chapter dice. Feels like I finally managed to learn what the symbols are called. Tanner. Okay. Gets rid of one of those. 1 wisdom. So we're down to 4. That's pretty good. And we didn't kill it, so it's going to hit us for 1 point of damage each. Because we chose the top combat option, it's 1 point of damage each. And then we go into another round of combat, starting with Taylor. Okay, gets rid of the cunning chapter dice. Oh, very nice. Lieutenant Cook really contributing here. So he's rolled a double shielded might, which means that... Oh, wait a minute. He rolled a shield on the last one, didn't he? So he didn't have to take any damage. Right, so that gets rid of 2 chapter dice, meaning that we've only got 1 left. Unfortunately, that is not the right symbol, but it means that Tana doesn't have to take damage, because she has also rolled a shield symbol. Taylor is the only one taking damage, going down to 5. Alright, so we're going to go into a final round of combat. I know it's final because Lieutenant Taylor, after rolling the crew die and before applying the result, you may change the result to wisdom. So we're going to do that, getting rid of the final chapter die and killing the sludge beast. Brill. And we're getting 1 item as a reward. Says that down here. It's a shock prod. Well, no one can really afford to carry that. I forgot Tanner's rusty pipe. I'm not going to take that. I thought about it for a little bit, but we've got lots of handy things. Yeah, the rusty pipe here, once per round of close combat, when you miss, you may re-roll, applying only the second result. And I did not use that. I could have used it. Need to remember that. Okay, onwards. A screaming stim freak sprints towards you, muscles bulging with chemicals, brain reduced to a singular pulse of aggression. As a group, choose 1 option and begin close combat. Close combat again. So we can meet him head on. That'll be 6 chapter dice, 2 damage per round. Or use his aggression against him. Another 8 chapter dice option. But it worked out alright for us last time, so I think I might do that again. So I think we will do that. We're going to go for the whole 8 chapter dice. Okay. Alright, here we go. Starting with Lieutenant Taylor, who really could do with some health potion or something. Not looking too good right now. Okay, not an amazing start, but it's not nothing. Ooh, okay, just the 1. Tanner. Oh dear, just 1 dice apiece and no shields. Right, so everyone's taking 1 point of damage. Starting to feel less confident about my chances this time. We're only a couple of cards away from the final boss. But old Tanner's only on 4 health. Taylor, rather. Have another go. Or should I put Taylor in the medical drone? Maybe I should, just to even things out slightly. Okay, medical drone next time, if we don't finish him off this time. Oh, that is lame. Okay, just the 1 and no shield. Okay, 2 fists and a shield. Goody goody. And Lieutenant Taylor. Another shield. Get rid of that one, so we've only got 1 left. But Lieutenant Taylor is going to take a point of damage, going down to 3. And the other 2 aren't taking damage because they rolled shields. So Lieutenant Taylor is definitely going to activate the medical drone. So we pop her dice over here. And at the end of the round, she will gain 1 HP. And then we turn the card over and we can't use it again, I think is the way that works. Oh, that's not the thimble we need. Okay, come on. Tanner. That is also not the symbol we need, but once per close combat, when you miss, you may re-roll, applying only the second dice. That's not the symbol we need either. Lieutenant Cook is going to take a point of damage. Lieutenant Taylor is going back up to 4. And then the medical drone is used. And we're going to go into another round of combat. And we're trying to get 1 might in order to finish this. There we go. Well done, Taylor. Fully rested. Comes back in and gets the job done. Another weapon. I don't want weapons. I want some health. Okay, so we're getting close to the end, but Taylor is looking a bit ropey. I kind of need a half-decent card. Oh no, that doesn't look good, does it? Leading onward into the gloom, you hear something strange. You raise a fist, bringing the crew to a halt. I really need to remember to change my main primary character to be not Lieutenant Taylor. A moment later, the passage is flooded with a swarm of vicious insectoids. Begin combat. I can use my guns. Okay. Combat special. Each member of the crew may take the shoot action once before the swarm is upon you. Then begin close combat. The first time the insectoids are defeated, roll a chapter die. If the result is might, a second wave arrives immediately and you must fight them a second time. Restart combat. Good lord. That's insane. That's insane. I feel like I always get to a certain point in my videos and I say, well, this is going to be the moment. This is going to be the end. And I don't even get any item cards from them. What? That sucks. Right, but we can shoot. We can do ranged combat. Right, so I'm going to choose one character to flank. And looking at this, they're particularly susceptible to explosive weaponry, like the rocket launcher. So Tanner's definitely going to attack with the rocket launcher. I think maybe if we have... Oh, we can do that. Because this is a free action. Basically, we get to do a shoot once before the swarm is upon us, then begin close combat. Tanner's going to fire. Taylor is going to fire the ray gun, I think. Yeah. And then Cook is going to flank, which if you haven't seen my previous video on the game, we'll explain flanking when we get to it. It happens simultaneously, but I'm going to do the rolls individually just to help save my brain. So we'll start with the ray gun. Okay, that's good. I mean, that just equals 1 hit, tragically. Is that all? What a rubbish gun. Okay. But you also roll this hit dice. If we get a target symbol, it means we also suffer damage. But we didn't on this occasion, or Taylor didn't on this occasion. So that's 1 dice down. Then the rocket launcher. Oh, that sucks. So no joy on the rocket launcher. She suffered damage, and it's two points of damage, down to 4 points of health. So then we're going to go into a standard. When when Cook does the flank action, there is a chance that he's going to get hit as he's moving into position. So we roll a hit dice, and he was. Brilliant. Okay, so he's down to 6. So now we're going to go into standard combat. Lieutenant Tanner, Lieutenant Taylor are going to do standard attacks. But Lieutenant Cook first gets to do his flanking attack. So he positioned himself in the last round. And we can either fire or do a standard attack. And I think I'm going to have to do a standard attack because normal bullets do not have much effect on this enemy. It says here that you have to hit with 2 normal bullet symbols to do 1 point of damage, which is rubbish. So Tanner's going to use her standard dice. That's a bit disappointing. Once per round of combat, when you miss you may re-roll. Well, she didn't miss. I just wasn't particularly happy with the result. But because she was doing a flank action, it means firstly she takes no damage, and secondly I get to do that plus another symbol of my choice. So we can get rid of that one, and I think I'm going to get rid of a might as well. So that gets rid of 2. Then Taylor does a normal attack. That's good. And this is here, once with my power wrench, I attack with a power wrench. Once per round of close combat, when you roll a double, you may roll again and apply both results. So we've got a shield 2 wisdom. Oh, and a shield 2 wisdom. That's not actually that helpful. But the first one gets rid of those 2 dice. And she's not going to take damage. Then, oh, not that. Oh yeah, he's... Oh, he flanked. So I made a bit of an error there. I was doing the flank action as being Tanner. So let's imagine, because I don't think it's going to make much of a difference, we'll imagine that Tanner did the flank action, which is not exactly what happened, but I can't work out how to backpedal everything. Okay, so that's actually not doing anything, but it is shielding him, so no one takes any damage. That's pretty awesome. So let's go into another round of combat. Taylor, that's not particularly helpful. Cook, okay, well at least that's removing one of those dice. We've still got 1 left. Okay, so then Lieutenant Tanner. That's disappointing. Oh, but when you miss, you may re-roll, applying only the second result. Well, at least she's not taking damage. But these 2 are. So Taylor's going to go down to 3. Not looking good. Lieutenant Cook going down to 5. Okay, so into... Oh no, it's 2 points of damage per round. Oh no. So he's actually going down to... She's going down to 2. And he's going down to 4. And actually, hadn't someone already been damaged in the previous round? I'm not sure who it was, but someone took damage in the previous round. I'm almost certain. I'm going to put Lieutenant Cook down 1 more point, just as a concession to the fact that I made a mistake there. And we'll go into another round of combat, hopefully the final round of combat. That's no good. Okay, so Lieutenant Cook does what we were hoping, gets rid of the final dice, kills the dudes. Now, if you remember, it says here, the first time the insectoids are defeated, roll a chapter die. If the result is might, a second wave arrives immediately and you must fight them a second time. Oh my god. So that means we get a second wave of insectoids and we have to fight them again. That's ridiculous. I don't think we're going to get any further than these insectoids. Okay. Alright, so we get to shoot, each of us gets to shoot once, but Lieutenant Taylor doesn't have any bullets left, so she may as well flank. There's a risk that she gets hit whilst performing the flank positioning manoeuvre. I think that's fine. She's safe. Lieutenant Cook is going to use his battery cannon, which fires 3 ammo, and Lieutenant Tanner has only got this one left, so I guess she's going to fire it, but there's not much chance of it doing any damage. Okay, so that's does just 1. Oh, and he needs to roll one of these. Oh, for God's sake. So he's down to 2 health. He removes 1 chapter dice, because it says here that you take off 1 chapter dice per 2 bullet symbols. So I guess we round down. And then Tanner rolls. Oh, so not only does she get hit for... Oh, it's not even for 1, is it? It's for 2. So that means Lieutenant Cook is actually on 1 now. Okay, so this probably is the end, isn't it? She also rolled an explanation, which means the weapon jams. I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds bad. Oh, okay. So she keeps the ammo dice, but still receives a hit if she got hit. Okay, so now we enter into the first round of normal combat, and we're starting with Lieutenant Taylor doing her flank manoeuvre, and she succeeds with a hit. Nothing else happens, but she gets to do 2 because it was a flank, and you get to do an extra dice of a flank. Then Lieutenant Cook does a might, but nothing else. And then Lieutenant Tanner, the final action, rolls a shield with a double cunning, but sadly we've still got 2 chapter dice left. Everyone's taking 2 points of damage, which means everyone dies at the same time. Or everyone is, defeated at the same time. So we've got the mission failed card here. You fall hard to the cold metal floor, bleeding and exhausted. Around you the battle rages on. Well, it doesn't, because everyone died. Its furious roar all but muted to your perforated eardrums, its flailing combatants all but indiscernible to your blurred vision. Without you, the rest of the crew are soon bested, and together your near-lifeless bodies are dragged back to the detention block. You are thrown into high-security cells, sealed in by shimmering force fields behind which no one can hear you scream. There you go. We got really close. We had 1 more chapter card and then the final boss. Should we have a look at who it is? It's the Alien Queen. Oh well. Not to be. But there you go. We did all right. Just a little bit of bad luck there with those insectoids. That's irritating. And more fighting. I guess chapter 3 has a lot of fight going on. Had a lot of luck towards the start of the game, but then it sort of petered out towards the end there. Alright, never mind. Hope you enjoyed that as much as I did, folks. If you did, feel free to like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell notification icon in order to be alerted to more adventures just like this when I release them. Thank you very much for joining me, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye for now.